All right, and we're live. Saturday weekend roundup, real estate weekend roundup. Talking the facts, the figures, and the feelings on the ground. Stay tuned. All right, Mr. Higgs.
Billy, we're down at DY Beachfront. You can see the fish and chip shop and the Quickie Mart there. Beautiful 3-bedroom penthouse.
Yep.
Above it. So a shop, and a beautiful 3-bedroom penthouse, DY Beach, and we're just gazing down on it. What would you hazard a guess that sold for, Billy?
Well, if you'd asked me a few weeks ago, Glenn, I wouldn't have been able to put a number on it. But the Novak team have done the price discovery, and they've got a great result for a very happy customer. $11.5 million.
So the great Lisa was involved, Mark was involved, and the great Steve Buffalo.
Yeah.
The great Buffalo chief got involved. And what was really interesting about the sale behind us,
this one here,
is just the amount of inquiry for that property. That was a month of that team's efforts. They still sold other properties. I think Lisa sold another 10 as well. Mark and Stevan sold a commercial property across the road, Victor Glass, but what an effort.
What an effort.
What an effort. And it'll be really, really interesting over the next decade or so to see what goes there, because there's some development potential on it as well. So the gentrification of DY Beachfront continues.
It does, but this is certainly one of the exciting sales of the week. But before we talk about the others, open home numbers.
Look, I average myself. I haven't looked at everyone's numbers yet. I've just driven back from an open at Newport. Billy, how were they?
Good. Seemed to be up from Wednesday. Interestingly enough, one property on Wednesday had no groups. Today it had 8 groups.
And had anything changed on the property?
We put a price guide on the property. Overall, you could say the photos were the same. The open home time was the same. A little bit of difference. I think, weekday people have got time. We expect a few groups back there tomorrow as well on a Sunday.
Oh, that was NARRABEEN.
But yeah, a great family home, a great investment opportunity.
Well, two homes for the price of one. So on the one in 84 Lagoon, there's a 3-bedroom home and a 3-bedroom home.
Yep. And
they've also got a right of way, because Lagoon Street, not many of the properties go right down to the lagoon. It's got a right of way down the side, and you've got actual NARRABEEN Lakes access. So really, really special. And it's special for Billy because it was his childhood home.
It was
for some time.
A home for a few years. Very, very exciting property to be representing. But yeah, back to the open home numbers. Sorry. Top property today was 14 groups, as Glenn said, averaged.
What was that?
That was a one down in North Manly on the cusp of Freshwater.
One of Billy's again.
But
Billy Bragger today.
Averaging sort of between 5 and 10 across the most properties. Really.
Yeah. Like, I saw an interesting thing talking about open home numbers. We use them to gauge just how the market's doing. Anything under about 10, it's tough for sellers. Anything over about 15, it's tough for buyers. But an interesting statistic or thought in domain.com, they, in one of their articles this week, they sort of saw anything over an auction clearance rate of 70% would indicate greater than 10% price rises per annum. So it'd be interesting to see where the auction clearance rate comes in today.
Very well done.
Thank you.
Now, there's a lot of new listings.
A lot. So what was your favourite this week, Billy? So listings, in real estate, we call them listings, but they're new properties on the market.
New properties to market. As a team, I feel like we are contributing towards providing a bit more stock in the marketplace. Buyers are certainly going to be happy to hear that there's a bit more coming on at different price points.
So we had 7 come on the market last week. We've got probably another 7 this week. There's a late run in this spring.
Yep.
I don't know whether people are just saying, well, look, the market seems to have improved slightly. However, interest rates are still high. I might, take this opportunity to sell an investment property, upsize to something else. Spring's always the time of year too where a lot of people will settle estates.
Yeah.
So they might wait till spring to sell them. And it's a time where a lot of downsizers might try to go into the new year with their property sold and purchase a new property, especially on the northern beaches. For us, we carry the same amount of stock in spring and make the same sales as we do all year. We don't have a Christmas break. We harp on about that. We just run right through the year. So if your agent's away over Christmas, you'd like to show some buyers through, happy to do so.
Yeah, but favourite listing this week was probably a home coming on in Cromer.
Yeah, that looked pretty good. Mark,
studio.
Once again, Mark Novak, home and studio, circa 1.9 in Cromer. I think if that lasts more than a week, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, yep. So that's my personal favourite. And yourself?
Look, I think it's under offer. There was a beautiful north-facing unit in North Manly Vale, Condamine Street, right at the back of the block. Wouldn't know that you're on Condamine Street. And I think Rob did the photos, Rob Lowry. It looks like you're in the Greek Isles. It's all wide and big blue skies, blue and white everywhere. Really, really attractive property. But look, I think Team Lisa will knock that one over.
Yeah, very close. A few sales.
Yeah. There was. What was your favourite, Billy?
Oh, it's got to be the one behind us. I think that's a landmark property for DY. Very well done to the team. There was a commercial property, as you said, Victor Glass for any of the locals, just across the road from our office on Piltwater Road. Another great result. Been working on that one for a while, and a couple of houses, couple of apartments, all round happy.
Well, I think our commercial team, while not being the biggest, is definitely the busiest on the beaches, with Mark and Stevan and Kim and Badan helping out. But the great thing about any department in Novak is that everyone you meet, you walk in the door at Novak, they can help you, they can assist you. So you might see Billy and I selling some commercial properties, and we'll talk about what I think was one of our great listings in a minute. We're across everything. We're like one-stop shop agents.
Yeah.
Look, we do more work. I work more in the DY market. Billy works a lot in that, but also branches out to house. Lisa's high end. Mark and Stevan do a lot of commercial, but we all have the ability to sell each other's properties and sell whatever on our stock list. Probably my most exciting listing, and we've been talking about it, but it's really coming to fruition. We had a big presentation for staff on it, the storage units and warehouses we have. Well, it's really on the intersection of Beacon Hill and Lambie and French's Forest. It's a fantastic location. Billy, I know, is really ramping it up with some of his contacts. Tell us a little bit more about that listing. Now, Mark's been really, the driver in this. So big week for Mark Novak. Maybe saying his name like that, I'll get a pay rise. I don't know, but huge week, as well as running, a staff of 21, managements of over 1,600, and selling $11.5 million commercial properties. He's also bringing on this one that Billy will explain. The address, please, sir.
Is 7 Ladbroke Avenue, French's Forest. A landmark is the new Bunnings French's Forest going in on that main intersection. I do love how this is such a central location, but yeah, this is really affordable, entry-level, commercial-grade storage and warehousing. Going to be brand new. Got an opportunity to price lock in today's property. So really, really exciting project. And for me, I think this opens up an investment opportunity to people with their super, to a small deposit, and to something they can ride the wave of capital growth for 2 or 3 years before it's finished.
Yeah, well, these storage units are around 19 square meters each. Your standard garage is, say, 17, so larger than the standard garage. But the height, Billy,
Yeah,
they're double the height.
double the height. You can put a mezzanine in, which will give you double the floor space. And yeah, if you haven't looked at this, by all means, it will blow you away. It's so much more than your average garage. It's got high ceilings for trucks. It's got internet. It's got power. It's got great lighting, great security.
Yeah, like the storage units, there'll be breakout facilities as a coffee shop, warehouses with mezzanines, with offices. Some of the top floor, this is a 3-story development, ones will have views over the city. So you could run a business that's, in logistics, or you could run a business where you're supplying goods, have your warehouse downstairs, your boardroom upstairs for entertaining clients. Just fantastic. Not have to drive out to Silverwater, and where the Greater West, where you find a lot of these facilities. Live at home, work at home.
Yeah,
just fantastic. Storage units, we're looking at around 200 a week on them in rent, projected rent.
a little bit more. A little bit more. So they're a great yield, and most importantly, you can buy it in a couple of different ways, with family or not.
One of the really hard things with investing in property is you go out and you buy a property, but you're also investing in people too. So when you get by a share, the share goes up, the share goes down. But you share, when you buy an investment property, your rent might go up, it might go down, but the people in it renting have lives. They lose their jobs, they break up, they break things. These investment properties, very little movable parts, these storage units. And we've found that the capital growth on them, on previous projects we've sold, has been up to 40% over 3 years.
Yeah, as strong as some of the residential sectors. And these are long-term tenants most of the time. It takes a lot of, logistically to get in and out of these commercial grade storage units. Because of the space that they offer, we tend to find people like to stay around for longer tenancies.
You think, it's virtually 40 square meters of storage, the size of a 1-bedroom apartment. You fill that up, you're not doing that every 6 months.
Yeah,
you're in there. If you've got too many toys or you want more toys, fantastic opportunity as well. If you feel your place is getting too small for everything you need, you can get a storage unit. But storage, I feel, will be one of those real, as we move into smaller properties, will be that resource that people really crave.
Yeah, well covered.
Covered.
More info, get in touch. Anyone in the team can help with that. But very exciting.
But what I will say is get in touch quick, because you might notice Billy and I aren't big hype Wolf of Wall Street salespeople. We're pretty gentle. But what happens when we sell these projects off the plan? Stage 1 is always cheaper than 2 and 3. A commercial reality is the developer will have to get pre-sales to move on to the next stage for their lending. So they sell off. The bank says, good developer, I'll give you some more money. Oh, good developer, I'll give you some more money, and so on. By the end, and they're almost finished, and you can walk through them, the price will go up. Great thing with storage units too off the plan. The biggest problem when we're selling apartments off the plan is, what will it look like? What will it feel like? Well,
here you know what you're getting.
A brand new double height garage with security, coffee shop, Wi-Fi, amenities in the building. We can show you one. There's some down in Cromer, built by the same developer. So pretty safe. Fantastic developer as well.
Yeah, really well said. Any community announcements, Glenn?
No. My community, my daughter's getting up 5:30 in the morning to go surfing tomorrow. So if you see my daughter and my wife out, two mad, Thai-looking people, then Yeah, just say hello to them. Look out for them.
Yeah, very good. That's sun's up and at him a bit earlier, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Good for the sun.
So, what are people talking about? What are people talking about? We know what they talked about last week. We had an election, a referendum on it. But now they've got back to talking about things that really, really affect most people in politics and on the news is the housing shortage, Billy.
It is they've called it a crisis.
They called it a crisis. Well, we saw some facts today. Around 520,000 people will come into Australia.
Yep.
We're building about 170,000 properties a year. And people would say, oh, 4 people to a property will have a surplus. No. When they look at how many people reside in each property, it's 2.5.
And keep in mind, some of these are knockdown rebuilds.
Yeah.
So they're not all contributing to new housing.
Correct. So we're short. We worked out we're short by about 40,000 each year. And this then compounds because the immigration level looks destined to stay the same as we race towards 40 million people in Australia by 2050. Critical shortage in housing, and that creates a lot of woes for renters.
Yeah, a lot of trouble in that rental sector. I would say if you're looking for a rental property at the moment, yes, it's tricky. However, I think like anything, Glenn, a good team around you does help. Doesn't solve all the problems, but it will help. Get in touch. The team have been working. We skipped the rental update market.
Rental update market, really, really busy, tight stock. I think we had about 9 properties out of 1,500, 1,600 that we manage. So that number, when I say 9 properties for rent this Saturday, 9 opens, that can range as high as 40.
Yeah.
As 40, when we have some big developments settling, we've settled on across the road, Osprey, that was 80. We had 40 units in there. Carlisle, we had 40 units. We injected 80 units into the DY market all at the same time. We might have 40 properties for rent. At the moment, we have 9.
Yeah.
So a quarter. If you're looking to rent, preparation is probably key. Have all your ducks in line. If you're already renting and you're looking to get something else, if there's a kink in your ledger, so a ledger is the record of your payments. When you're applying for a property, you want to, the owner of the property that you're renting, the new one, will want to see that those payments are all made on time. If they're not, and you've missed a few, then you caught up, have a reason for that. Think, well, why did that happen? Oh, well, my car blew up, the fridge blew up. I got laid off, but then as soon as everything came together, I got caught up.
You're back on top, yeah.
You're back on top. So, don't think just because you've got a hiccup on your ledger that's a problem. Have a reason for it. Put it in an email. A friend of mine went out. He needed to rent something. Got something in the first week out in North Ryde. A really nice experience. But yeah, it is tough out there. First home buyers. It's a really good time to get in now. What you will find is that some of the people coming to Australia will have the capacity to become first home buyers.
Yep.
And to purchase. So they're going to be competing in that market as well. So you've got a bit of a window now before that all gets up and running. So, try to get a property as well.
That's it, Glenn. Well said. Anything else? Anything else to add?
No, look, I think a big congratulations to the team, Mark, Lisa and Stevan, for the sale down there at the Strand.
Yeah.
A cheeky monkey said to me they've got a couple of other ones that they're really, really working on. So stay tuned. Don't think it's too late to sell this year. Here at Novak, we're working all over the Christmas break. And if we can drive to your house and get back before it's dark, we're happy to help you out. We're just not, it's just not do what. Billy sold one out in Epping. Lisa's working in the eastern suburbs. even though it's on the northern beaches, it feels like another land on off to Newport once a week. So have a great weekend, and if we can help in any way, please let us know.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend. See ya.